It's personal between me and you, and I'm going to do you some serious harm, you big stiff idiot.
The untouchable True School Sports Empire proudly presents something the boxing games are missing. Hey, what's going on? It's your boy BT, and I came here to talk some boxing with the thousands of True School Sports subscribers. All right, so the fight that I was most excited about on the Shakur Stevenson versus Stevenson De Los Santos card, but before the card even took place, was Floyd Diaz taking a step up in class against Max Ornelas. And, you know, the result of the fight was Cashflow won a split decision. And I feel the judges, that the scores were appropriate. I don't feel like, I feel like the fight could have went either way. Let's talk about it. So, Max Ornelas, in the first, 2 to 3 rounds, he made a very bad mistake. Because he kept darting. Whenever he would throw punches or whenever he would move in and out of range, he would move back in a straight line, and he got really repetitive throwing that jab. And Cashflow had a great strategy. Cashflow stayed in a nice tight high guard, and Cashflow was waiting to aggressively counterpunch him, and he did, to the point where he scored 2 knockdowns early in the fight. But once the second knockdown happened, Max Ornelas made the adjustment to not back up in straight lines. And Max Ornelas started to move laterally. Max Ornelas started to really find his range with the right hand. He started to actually fight Cashflow Diaz. And there was a lot of swelling. He was landing that right hand so consistently that there was a lot of swelling. I believe it was on the... what was it, the right eye of Cashflow Diaz. So there's a lot of swelling going on in the right eye, and he loses another close fight, and his run of bad luck continues. This wasn't a robbery. I would have liked to see Max get the decision because I like Max, but I thought the scores are justified, and I thought it could have went either way. It was a tale of two fights. It was 8 rounds, but Cashflow was able to build up a good lead early in the fight with the 2 knockdowns. And mind you, it's only an 8-round fight, so even with 1 knockdown, that would have paid big dividends for him. But 2 knockdowns is digging yourself a deep hole. But then I thought Max did very well to adjust after the second knockdown, and he did great. I mean, I think if you were scoring round by round, I think Max probably would have won, my opinion, 5 of the 8 rounds. But when 2 of the rounds that Cashflow wins are with knockdowns, and we're talking about 2 10-8 rounds, then, he needed at least 1 knockdown to cancel out one of Cashflow's knockdowns to actually have a chance to get a decision on the card, and he didn't. So it is what it is. A good win for Cashflow Diaz. I do think that he did benefit a little bit from this fight being 8 rounds. Had it been 10 or 12, we may be talking about a much different result. But Top Rank, I feel they made this an 8-rounder, and they picked the right amount of rounds. They're very good at that. So with that being said, it's being stated that now Cashflow is going to compete as a bantamweight, and I'm not sure what his best weight is, because I've seen him fight at 122 before. I've seen him fight here. Maybe if he can make 118 healthily, and he's doing what he needs to do, and he's living that life outside the gym, then I think he'll be very strong at 118. I mean, he was able to hit and hurt Max Ornelas pretty frequently in the first part of the fight, the first 4 rounds or so. Anytime he touched Max Ornelas with anything of significance, it seemed to really get his attention. So, with Cashflow being a guy that can fight in the high guard, who can be the aggressive counterpuncher, and him being naturally strong at the weight class, I could see him being a guy that, could make some noise at 118. And 118 isn't the most stacked weight class in the world. The champions, there's no champions in the weight class that I feel like, are unbeatable or anything like that. So it would probably be the best route for him to go. As for Max Ornelas, it's crazy because now he's 15. I think he's 15-2-1 or 15-1-1, or no, 16-1-2-1, something like that. He's got a couple blemishes on the record. I don't think the Hector Valdez fight shouldn't have been a loss. He schooled the daylights out of Hector Valdez. But now Max Ornelas is going to have to really go back to the drawing board and just make the adjustment. I mean, I don't know if I could attribute those mistakes that he made early on in the fight to ring rust, but it kind of feels like ring rust may have played a factor for young Max Ornelas, because once he got a couple rounds in, I feel, at least, once he got a couple rounds, I feel that he was the better fighter than Floyd Diaz. It's just that he made so many cardinal mistakes early in the fight that in an 8-round fight, there was no way he was gonna dig himself out of that hole. So I'm not sure if he's gonna campaign at 122 or 118, but I think Max needs to box a little bit less at range. You know, he's a very good fighter when he lets his hands go. You saw it in this fight. He's got excellent speed. He's got a beautiful long right hand. Max could actually hurt guys. He could hurt a lot more fighters. He could get more knockouts if he puts his punches together. So I think that's something he's gonna have to work on, not just in the gym, but even mentally, because a lot of times with these things, and this goes for cash flow, this goes for Max, this goes for any fighter. A lot of times it's not even about what you do in the gym. It's really about up here. You know, if you want to be a guy who becomes a volume puncher or a combination puncher or a knockout puncher or a pressure fighter or a defensive fighter, it all requires a certain mentality. So you got to mentally put yourself in the mind frame of whatever style it is you want to fight. But nonetheless, really good fight. It lived up to the billing. Floyd Diaz narrowly escapes with a split decision victory over a very tough and formidable and determined Max Ornelas. Max Ornelas just, you know, he dug himself too big of a hole early on, and that was his ultimate undoing. So what did you make of the fight? I mean, what did you guys think of the score? Is there anybody out there who scored it for Max Ornelas? Let me know in the comments down below. What do you want to see for Floyd Diaz? You know, let me know in the comments down below. Make sure you guys take the time to subscribe. And like I say in every single one of these videos, you can love me or you can hate me, but I'm just a kid from Daniel. So until next time, take care, guys. Thank you for watching another video on the untouchable True School Sports Empire. We're here at the Hatanaka Boxing Gym in Nagoya, Japan. And for more great videos just like this one, make sure you guys click right here.